biggest highlight for me was actually meeting my teammates, and now we've actually grown closer as time has gone by because we were the first ever team at ITY, and it was a great experience because we all lived on the same floor, so it was just a huge family in the seventh floor, and so yeah, that's probably one of the bigger highlights. And I think the second biggest highlight was the opportunity actually, and I think it goes over people's head a bit, is the opportunity to train with coaches like Brian Hughes, coaches like Lee, coaches like Jonna, because they've done it all. They've gone to the top. They've seen what needs to be done, and their training sessions are just, like, amazing. So I feel like that's been a blessing actually, and a huge highlight to have those type of quality players and now quality coaches, training us here. And of course, maybe the few showcases we had, which were really great, like the Liverpool one, which was a real eye opener, and kind of like opened most of our eyes to where we're at, and to be honest with ourselves with where we're trying to go as well. Because it was more of like a check of playing games like that just gives you like a check of where you're at in the whole scheme of soccer, so football. So yeah. Differences I've seen in myself are probably more to do with time management, because when you're out here and you're doing football and you're doing school at the same time, you've got to find like this balance where you can actually cope with both, especially when you get into your third year, when you have to do your dissertation as well and all these essays on top of that. So I think that's one big one. And then the second biggest one is just the learning aspect of it has been huge, because in the last 3 years, although I've been injured a few times, just like learning from the coaches and actually seeing what it actually takes to actually get to the next level was invaluable. Because now, you get to a point where it's like, okay, this is you have to do A, B, C, and D, and in your head is, can you do A, B, C, and D? So if you can say yes, then that means you can go ahead and do it. Because I think that's something you see a lot. There are a lot of kids who want to play soccer and want to play like at the next level, but they don't know exactly the points or what it takes. But coming here in the last 3 years, I got to experience what it actually takes and the training. And to be honest, it's actually pretty tough. But I mean, when you actually like something and you love doing something, then you do everything to get yourself back. So I think it just boils down to that for me, because I just love playing football. So even if that's why when I did get injured a lot of times, I wouldn't show up, or I would not show up, but I wouldn't go anywhere near the field, because I would be in my head, I'd be like, let me just go and train, because that's all I want to do. Every time I see anyone kick a ball, there's just this thing in my head, like I need to be in there kicking the ball too with them. So it just boils down to that, I guess. For me, it's just that I just love playing football. So even when I was injured, and I've been injured a lot over the past 3 years, and you feel like you're not, every time you come back, you're not at your best. But in my head, it's just always been like, this is what I want to do, this is where I belong, and that's what kept me going, at least for the past year. The advice I'd probably give myself is to honestly take it day by day and be grateful for the opportunity to train every day with coaches that are at this type of level, because I feel like once you get used to it, sometimes it goes over your head that you're training with a Jonathan Greening, which is like, if you told any kid in the world who isn't in a program like this or is somewhere else that you got to train with like a Jonathan Greening or a Brian Hughes, they'd be like, I want to be in this place. So you have to realize how privileged you are, to actually train with those type of coaches. So I think that's the big one. I'd just say. Really? I just tell them to honestly enjoy every moment. And the big one is that when you come to it, especially for some people, they're coming into it like a different culture. And when you come to a different culture, it's very important you respect everyone who's from different cultures. And I think that's a big one. Just respect everyone around you, and just try and enjoy every second you have.